Well, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure this morning to introduce, and I am going to be formal in my introduction because I'm being filmed and mic'd. So I want to recognize past presidents, designees, our treasurer, current Madam President. I want to recognize former District Governor Ed Bolden. I want to recognize from the what was the Newhall Rotary Club, now the Santa Clarita Club, Mr. Greg Nutter, and also Ed Bolden. And I want to thank each of you for coming today to hear this program, which is going to be on the Boy Scouts, actually more specifically the Cub Scouts. It turns out, as some of us know, that we are the charter organization. I don't know if I didn't really know this. It was the Newhall School, apparently, but they are not allowed to be a charter organization. So we, at some point, under Art Dolder, became the charter organization. I'm going to say that was in 1991, unless someone can give me a better date, but that's the date we're going with. And as Art has no longer with us and has gone to his reward, I have agreed to be the liaison for that. And it was interesting, as I'm looking at this responsibility, it talks about the Boy Scouts and what they're about, and so I looked up online, and I think it's just real quick in the introduction to say this. The Boy Scout Oath and Promise says, "On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight." And they base it on three things in the Scout Oath, which I will not detail, but they are the three things: duty to God and country, duty to other people, and duty to self. Boy, if this isn't dancing around service above self, I don't know what is. So these could be, as we know, potential Rotarians. So we welcome today the Scout. You're the Scout Master? Cub Master. She's the Cub Master, and from, as I've said, Pack 490, our pack. And this is Eden, Reagan, and her son, Ty. And welcome. Let's give them a welcome.
Thank you. You want to go get those posters? You want to get those posters? All right. Yeah. I'm just going to turn on a slideshow of some stuff that we've done in the pack. So I've been involved in Cub Scouts since 2003. I am a member of the LDS Church and was asked to help out with boys that are in the 11-year-old age group. And then and this was before I had kids, so I really felt out of place doing that. But then once I had my oldest was 4. I was asked again to help out with the boys that were 10 years old. So I started working my way down. And my 4-year-old loved it so much that he wanted to join. He had this Old Navy American flag t-shirt he would wear and say, "This is my Scout shirt." He was so excited about it. So then I found out how to get him involved. The Mormon Church has every boy joined Cub Scouts at the age of 8. And my son, being 4, I thought, how am I going to get him in earlier? So once you're in first grade, the BSA has a program called the Tigers that first grade boys do, and it's based on school year. And so he started in that, and after 2 years in there, the Cub Master was moving on. His son phased out into Boy Scouts, and I stepped up to do the job of Cub Master. So I've been Cub Master for 3 years. Last year I was actually awarded Cub Master of the Year, which was a surprise to me, but it was a great honor, and I have a plaque now. And this is my son Ty. He's my second son. He is how old? 7 years old. He will be starting second grade, which puts him in a wolf den. But he also started in the Lions, which is kindergarten age boys. At the year that he started Lions, it was a what's the word? A pilot program. So we had to apply for a special petition to try the pilot program. It's a great program. For boys in kindergarten, they don't have that long of an attention span, so it's a real simple program, about 45-minute meetings twice a month, and they get to do fun things. And then this past year, he's been in Tigers, and now he's about to start Wolves. Let's see here. So I'm going to play, let me see. We might have to navigate to my phone on there.
I think so.
All right.
I should have done that already.
That's all right.
Where is mobile? Right here? Is this you? Location, Mowbray's?
Nope, I don't think so. Go to my computer. So I have a slideshow from, this is my oldest son's full years in Cub Scouts, and it's 9 minutes long, so I'm just going to let that play in the background so you can see some of the pictures and the things that we do.
Okay, I am not a Windows person.
Okay,
I'm a
let
Mac
me.
person, so
I
I'm
can do that.
looking.
I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go to File Explorer.
Oh, there we go.
And
Thank you.
yep, you see it? Oh, there it is.
There.
Yep, there we go.
Right there.
So you've been involved with this pack for 14 years?
Actually, I originally was with Pack 497, and then took some time off, and then again, yep, that's the one. And then 496, and that's, both of those were through the LDS Church, and Pack 490 is, like Steve said, it's chartered, was originally under Newhall School District, Newhall Elementary, and now under you guys. So go ahead and start that.
Maybe up there, I guess.
Yep,
Should I go here, Windows?
yeah, that sounds good. So like I said, they start with now lions and then tigers and bears. Oh my, no, wolves and bears. And then at the age of 4th grade, let's see, there you go. So here we are as tigers. Yep, go ahead and turn it down. It's just background music. When they're in 4th grade, they're in a den called Webelos, which stands for We'll Be Loyal Scouts. And a relatively new change is Webelos originally was a 2-year program. They've now made the 2nd year and called it the Arrow of Light year. If you are familiar with Cub Scouts, the Arrow of Light is the highest award that Cub Scouts can earn. And once they've earned it, they can wear it on this patch on their uniform under their left pocket, and it goes with them into Boy Scouts. So that's the only thing that they can carry with them. It's a high honor for them. So this is a picture of our Pinewood Derby. Any of you participate in those?
Yes.
Yes. And that's my son. Yeah, yes. Let's see, a few of the things that we do every year. We, yeah, you can tell they're all about the same age. Yep. We meet every month, usually the 3rd Friday of the month at Newhall Elementary School for our pack meeting. And then the dens, the individual groups of boys are based on grade level. They meet twice a month for about an hour each time, and they work on their requirements, and then there are also electives that they can choose. Every rank has 7 required components, and as they earn them, if you'll demonstrate here, this is his belt. Go walk around so people can see your belt. As they earn things, they have little slides that go on their belt, and you see what they've earned is they're bragging. And this is just from his Tiger year. Every single year has a component of the Scout's duty to God or a relationship with God. And in the pack, because we're non-religious affiliation, we have the families do that themselves and focus on what they what they are important to them as far as religious mindedness goes. Then the other things include scout skills like camping and hiking and cooking outdoors and knives and whittling and that kind of thing. The Cub Scouts, most of them attend a Cub Scout day camp in the summer. Ty did it for his first year this year. And what do you want to say anything about it? What do you remember about Cub Scout day camp this year?
We did BB guns.
BB guns?
Archery.
Archery? Slingshots? Swimming? Cub grub is a favorite. That's where they learn to make treats and stuff. Cub grub. Yep. And there's a lady in the valley, the one that got me into PAC 490. Her name is Kimmer Crookston, and she's been doing Cub Scouts for over 30 years. But she runs the Cub Grub Station, and she loves it. She is so fun and loves working with the boys. She herself had 4 sons that went through Cub Scouting. So she's my mentor. She's the person that really got me going on Cub Scouts. We do, as Steve mentioned, we definitely do service things every year. Our main fundraiser that we've been doing for the past years, I know everyone's seen Cub Scouts out there trying to sell popcorn, and we were finding that it just was painful for the boys. So we started doing this thing we call it a trash-a-thon. Like a jog-a-thon, you get pledges, you go jog. Well, in this case, we pick a location to do, to collect trash. And similar to the river rally that the city does. And we do what? Oh, you showed a picture of it? Okay, good. When it comes up again, I'll point it out. And then we do per bag, like grocery size Ralph's grocery bags. And the boys would say, the first year we did it, I plan to pick up 3 bags of trash and then go to their family and neighbors and say, can you support me on this? And then there's scout camp, day camp. Then the last year we just did a flat rate donation just to make it simpler. Our boys participated in the river rally as part of it. For the first 3 years that we did it, 2 of the years we went over to the area by Newhall Park, and we dispersed from there into the neighborhoods, and we picked up trash in that area. I'll show you a picture in a moment of our most recent one there. But I have a fantastic story to tell about this. 2 years ago when we did this, or a year and a half ago when we did this, we had our boys meet at the park and then disperse into the neighborhoods with a parent and pick up trash. And a group of boys that were actually the Tigers at that time, so first grade boys, were right near Newhall Park, and they found a vacant lot, and they started picking up the trash there. And they had one of those collapsible wagons. They filled it and brought it back and then filled it again. And these boys said that as they were out there, the neighbors started looking out their windows trying to see who's out in the vacant lot, what are they doing. And as they cleaned up, some of the neighbors stepped outside as they watched, and they started sweeping up their own porches and cleaning up their own area. And it was just an amazing experience for these boys to see how their actions promoted others to do that. So it was a really great experience for them. Let's see, what else do we do? Around Thanksgiving, we do a canned food drive, and since we're chartered under your club, we tell everybody we're collecting food for through the Santa Clarita Sunrise Rotary Club. What else do we do that's fun? We have lots of outings. We do camping twice a year usually, family camping.
Did I already do camping? Mm-hmm. Twice?
Once so far. We're going to do our next one at the end of September. We'll be this time at the Veterans Memorial Park in Sylmar. We do fishing trips out. Well, we used to go out to Troutdale, but it's closed. Troutdale out in Agoura Hills. We've tried Castaic Lake. We'll do bowling nights and cake decorating, just different little things that you never know what boy's going to be interested in that. We've even been out to CPK and had them show us how to make pizza. So it's a lot of fun, and it's really, I really love the way the families come together. The parents are, for the most part, almost all of them are involved in a role in the pack. Either they're setting up an outing for the boys, or they are planning the camp out. We've got some parents that just love camping, and that's just what they do. They step up and they plan the whole thing. You want to show this? We brought up a poster about Cub Scouts. So this is the Scout Oath. And when we say it, we want to show them what our sign is for scouting. Turn around and face everyone. 2 fingers up. What do the 2 fingers stand for?
Wolf ears.
Say it louder.
Wolf ears.
Wolf ears, listening. So we put up our wolf ears, and at pack meeting we say the Scout Oath. And our Scout motto is "Do your best," which is at the bottom there. And then, you want to read it for us, Pat? Put your sign up.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to guard my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Physically strong, mentally awake. And we, as we drove over here today, I said, "Do you know the Scout Oath?" And he says, "Yes." And I said, "So what does morally straight mean?" We talk about the language in here with the boys so they can understand what they're promising to do. And the Scout Oath, it used to be the Cub Scout Oath used to be slightly different than this, but we've now adopted the Boy Scouts, so it's the same thing. They don't have to learn something different. Leave no trace is one of our mottos, so that we talk about when we go camping or out into the woods. We leave no trace, and that is another one is to take only pictures, leave only footprints. And then on the bottom here, you want to pull that down, this is the outdoor code. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manner, be careful with fire, be considerate in the outdoors, and be conservation minded. And then the last one, I'm going to see if Ty can do this for me, the Scout Law.
Okay.
There are 12 points of the Scout Law, which actually works very well with our annual meetings, because every month we pick one of the 12 points and focus on it at our pack meeting. Okay, can you do it? Put your sign up. A scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And my husband always adds, and hungry, because we always have to have that. Yes.
So what does it mean to be, we know, but I was thrifty.
What does thrifty mean? Do you know? You don't know?
I used to think it was thrifty, going to get ice cream.
Uh-huh.
That's what sticks in my head.
Right. Thrifty meaning not wasting money, making do with things the way they are.
Be wise with your money.
Be wise with your money, that's right. That's right. All right, let me see if I can.
While she's looking for that, do you know the Boy Scout motto?
The Cub Scout motto is do.
He's a Cub Scout.
Yeah, Cub Scout.
Just wait a minute.
Yeah.
One thing at a time, right?
He's not a Cub Scout.
What's the Boy, well, what's the Cub Scout motto then? It's different than the Boy Scout one.
Do your
Do your best.
louder. Everyone.
Do your best.
Do your best. Do your best. And the Boy Scout motto is be prepared. Okay, let me pull up this picture of our trash-a-thon. All right.
Cool. I like it.
All right. Are there any questions I could answer while I'm looking this up?
I just really appreciate that there are organizations that get kids out into the open air,
Absolutely.
away from the devices. I mean, I know
Yes.
we all are addicted to our devices, but there's so much to explore, from the tiniest grub to the
Yeah.
largest rock or the trees.
Well, that's
and the
it.
smells are just amazing outside. It's really very healthy. And it does teach
Yeah.
them to appreciate their environment.
It does. You know,
Appreciate you teaching them to appreciate their
yeah,
environment.
yeah. We love
We
one
have
of
to keep passing that on.
one of the first things that the Lion, the kindergarten scouts do. It's called the square foot hike, and they pick a square foot and look close and see what's in there, what bugs are there, what grass or leaves or whatever it is.
I saw pomegranate seeds.
Oh, and he remembers he found somebody had spit out pomegranate seeds on the ground. Let's see here. Right, exactly. In the middle of, where did we do? Old Orchard Park. All right. Oh, it's not.
Scout Ranger?
So the different age groups have different names. As they get older, there's the Venture Scouts, the Ranger Scouts, and those are co-ed groups. Oh, and I do want to point out that Boy Scouts of America has recently announced that they're accepting girls into their program. And dens will not be co-ed at this age. My husband really doesn't like the idea because boys need to learn to be boys themselves and girls do different things. And boys are going to act differently when girls are there. However, because there are valuable things that girls can learn in Cub Scouting and being outdoors and learning how to do this, it's still a great program. They're still called the same name, Cub Scouts, with tigers and bears and wolves and that. Then as they get older, then it is co-ed, they combine groups in the Venture Scouts. One of the things that I know Boy Scouts of America is going to be faced with soon is that the LDS Church, who is a big component of scouting, is pulling out of Boy Scouts of America as of the end of 2019. They're starting their own program. I am a member of the church, but I don't know what this new program is yet. They haven't unveiled it. So that means that Boy Scouts of America will be losing about 1/3 of their group.
Does it have anything to do with the girls being incorporated?
You know, I am not sure that it does. The Boy Scouts of America made their announcement to include girls, and then the church made their announcement that they were leaving. However, both Boy Scouts of America and the church said, we've been working on this for many years and preparing for it. The church doesn't want to pull out and leave them, hanging there. And
Mama, it's done.
it's done? Okay. But they are preparing for that change. Okay, let me look and see what date this is, 11th. Oh yes, and we did this trash-a-thon on Veterans Day of 2016, so all I have to do is find.
Looks like you have a lot of experiences there.
We have such a great time. 10, 11.
And you meet weekly or monthly or?
We meet monthly as a whole pack on Friday night at New Hall Elementary School, and then the boys meet weekly, not weekly, bi-weekly, with their grade level boys. The boys travel together in age. One of the differences from the way the LDS Church does it is that the den leader moves with the boys as they age up, but in the LDS Church, it's based on birth date, so the leader stays the same, and once they turn 9, they go to a different leader. Pros and cons, the LDS Church, because of that, has den leaders who have done the same thing for several years and know what to do, and they've really refined it. But then that relationship with the boys isn't the same. I anticipate that because the LDS Church is leaving Boy Scouts, that PAC 490, which is not related to or chartered with the church, will be getting more boys, particularly because I love to recruit boys into our Cub Scout group. Yeah. Oh yeah, and they'll be leaving the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts. He knows exactly what I'm doing. So I anticipate getting more boys. I've even had one of the leaders talk to me and say, we've got boys that will have done it for 3 years when the new program starts with the church. Would you be willing to host us as a den? And I said, of course, we would love to. I just love Cub Scouts. I love what it teaches the boys, and I love the values that are in the Scout Law. And I really, oh, there we go, I found the picture. I found it. Yay. This is the picture. I love it.
Must have been a dark day.
It was. Veterans Day. Oh, dear. Come on. Come on. These boys, we just have such a good time together.
The photo that you want the most is...
Won't open, yep. Let's see if this one will. Oh, there we go. Okay, let me make it bigger. Here we go. Okay, so here's all the trash we pulled up.
Even
Yes.
Even a shopping cart.
And the great thing was the city had a guy there in one of those John Deere little truck things, and they came and picked up the trash for us and took it over.
So where is this?
This is at Newhall Park. The building over there is the back of their classroom building that they have at Newhall Park. This is in between Placerita Junior High and Hart High School by the Boys and Girls Club.
I found a broken phone.
Yeah, we do. We give them prizes, awards on the grossest trash or the biggest trash or the funniest. Yeah. And those two boys in orange at the bottom, those are the tigers that I was telling you about in this story. Yeah. Yeah. So we have a good time, and I love the influence that we make. Personally, I used to be a teacher at Hart High School and La Mesa Junior High. I taught math, and I loved it and stopped teaching once my first child was born, and someday we'll go back to teaching. I really like interacting with kids and young people and influencing them in a good way. So I find that Cub Scouting is perfect for me. So thank you for having me today.
Thank you. Sit down. Come on back, Ty.
Ty, come on
I
back.
have a little gift for you. We always give a little gift to our speakers, and you can use this to measure your
Whoa.
success in life.
What do you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And this is a coin. It has the 4-way test on the back, so if you want to whip
If
it
you
out
should
every
do it.
so often and to remind yourself of
This is
how-
great. Thank
Hang on,
you.
we're going to take a little picture.
All right.
So please come over here.
Yeah, spin right under that screen. I'll get the trash under it.
Oh, you want to get that?
Oh, you want
Okay.
the trash.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it. Got
Okay.
it. Thank you.